Yes, good evening to everybody. Welcome to the Law of Thought class. And yesterday I already told you that I'm going to teach today the strict liability, that is called the Rylance versus Fletcher. Yes, please read what I posted on the screen. Anyone? Please read what I posted on the screen.
సార్ ఇక్కడ పైన బార్ వచ్చింది సార్, అది కొంచెం
Yes.
డిలీట్. స్ట్రిక్ట్ లయబిలిటీ ఎక్సెప్షన్స్ టు రిలయన్స్ వర్సెస్ ఫ్లెచర్ రూల్. డెఫినేషన్: రిలయన్స్ వర్సెస్ ఫ్లెచర్ కేస్. జడ్జిమెంట్: రూల్ ఆఫ్ లా. ఎసెన్షియల్స్: exceptions. The rule in Reland versus Fletcher. In the above mentioned case of Reliance versus Fletcher, the large quantity of water in the reservoir resulted in the non-natural use of land. For the use to be considered as a non-natural use, it must be for an extraordinary purpose, followed by an increased danger to people and property. Professor Dr. M.S. Hussain, sir.
Yes, this is a strict liability concept. Of course, nowadays, the modern world, this concept is almost all going to be changed because in its place, absolute liability has emerged over there. So this is the liability where we want to make it out. Without wasting the time, I would like to go in this one. This is called the rule in the Reliance versus Fletcher. This is a very famous case law, landmark case law. Let me see the first abstract. Reliance versus Fletcher, and that is lays down a rule of strict liability from harm caused by escape from the land applied to exceptionally hazardous purposes. Although historically it seems to have been an offshoot of the law of nuisance, it is sometimes said to differ from the nuisance in that its concern is with the escape from the land rather than the interference with the land. It is a escape from the land rather than the interference with the land. So escape from the land generally will treat as a nuisance. Accordingly, some authorities hold that there is no requirement like that in the thought of nuisance. The plaintiff be the owner of the occupier of the land affected by the escape through the point is far from the uncontroversial. If this is so, the rule in the Reliance versus Fletcher may be thought to have a role in protecting not just interests of real property but also interests in the person, in the personal property. But it is possible to develop into a general principle of strict liability for a hazardous, ultra hazardous activities has been obstructed with a number of limitations on its scope, notably the requirement of escape is concerned. So the facts of the case law that I did it in earlier classes also, I don't know whether you remember it or not. There is one mine is there, and that belongs to the Fletcher. And Reliance, it is having a mill, and there he constructed the reservoir which is given to the independent contractor. Let us see one after another. This paper, this work on the rule of Reliance versus Fletcher is a case was heard in the early 1860s, specifically 1860 to 1868. Duration is 8 years. In this case, Fletcher, the plaintiff Fletcher sued the Reliant for the damage that the plaintiff believed was caused by the defendant. So the defendant is the Reliance, and the water reservoir in his land. It was water from the reservoir that overflowed the plaintiff's land, caused damage to his mines. This will be the basis for drawing the conclusion or whether this rule fits in the modern setting in Commonwealth countries and whether or not the rule has withstood the test of time of deserve the recognition in the present times. So let me test this whether the Reliance versus Fletcher is still in existence or not. So the hypothesis, the rule in Reliance and Fletcher has no place in the modern world. So that is the proposition they put it over there. After some time that we'll know it, whether it can be used in some of the cases or the concept of the strict liability is totally changed into the absolute liability with the MC Mehta versus Union of India case law, the Sri Ram oleum gas escape case law. That is a very much highlighted later part by the MIC gas case law. That is the Bhopal tragedy case law. Yes, anyone can unmute and read what is I highlighted here. Yes. Anyone can unmute and read what I highlighted there.
The rule in Raylands versus Fletcher. Am I audible, sir?
Yeah, audible, but speak loudly.
The plaintiff was Thomas Fletcher and the defendant was John Raylands. In the circumstances, the defendant had constructed a reservoir on land that was on leasehold, whose purpose was to supply water into his powered textile mill. Thomas Fletcher's land neighbored that of Rayland. In this land, Fletcher operated mines and had excavated up to disused mines which were under the land where plaintiff's reservoir was located. The land that both parties were using had been rented from Lord Wilton, and the activities that each carried out were legal. Raylands employed independent contractors and engineers to build a reservoir.
Yes, this much is enough. So the facts what we read here and what I discussed, there is a shaft, unused mine, and the sump constructed by the independent contractor. I said, let us see. The plaintiff was, who is the plaintiff was Thomas Fletcher. So the defendant went to the court because he was unhappy with the decision of the lower court. That's the defendant went. That's where Raylands come first. So the plaintiff was Thomas Fletcher, and the defendant was John Raylands. In the circumstances, the defendant had constructed a reservoir on land that was on the leasehold, whose purpose was to supply water into his powered textile mill. Who is having the powered textile mill? Yes? Who is having the powered textile mill? Why you are taking that much time to give me the reply? It is there, John Rayland, the defendant. The defendant had constructed, means the John Rayland constructed a reservoir on land that was on the leasehold, whose purpose was to supply water into his powered textile mill. So textile mill is owned by? Textile mill owned by?
John Rayland.
Raylands. We need not say because generally the famous case Raylands versus Fletcher. The John is removed and Thomas is removed. Are you following me? Say yes.
Yes, sir.
Good.
Sir,
I
ఒక
appreciate
చిన్న
that.
డౌట్ సార్. ఫస్ట్ ప్లెయింటిఫ్ నేమ్ వస్తుంది కదా సార్, మరి ఇన్ దిస్ కేసు వచ్చేసి మనం ఫస్ట్ రేలాండ్ వచ్చేసి డిఫెండెంట్ అంటున్నారు సార్.
Suppose the plaintiff first mundu correct, but he will be aggrieved by the decision when he go to the appeal and he become a appellant later part.
ఓకే.
Then the plaintiff become a respondent.
రెస్పాండెంట్.
Again the respondent was aggrieved, then he go to the appellant, means plaintiff become a appellant in the higher court. Are you following me? In the lower court, generally the plaintiff and defendant are there. But when you go for the highers, it will be changed role. Who got victim and he will go to the court. Is it clear?
ఓకే. ఎస్
So,
సార్.
either say Fletcher operated mines, had excavated up to the disused. Here, Fletcher operated mines. Fletcher is having the mine and has excavated, means digged up to the disused mines. The mines were, I told you, the shafts are used and which were under the land where the plaintiff reservoir is located. So, actually, the leased land and where these people are using it, the land belongs to one Wilton here. The land both the parties were using had been rented from the Lord Wilton, and the activities that each carried out were legal. Because on the upper side, reservoir is there, from inner side, mine is there. Is it clear?
ఎస్ సార్.
And both are owned by the Wilton and they have leased it. See, I taught this case law more than 30 years. But this point I did not read till today. the highlighted point, I did not come across till today. Because today I researched, then I found this point. The land that both parties were using has been rented from the Lord Wilton. I have not read anywhere Lord Wilton when I was dealing the case law. The first time in the span of 32 years, I am using the name Lord Wilton, and where these people are owned the land. Otherwise, how can the upper part will be in the control of the plaintiff and the lower part in the control of the defendant? Is it clear? Say yes.
Yes, sir.
Good. When the duty, the contractor came across the mine shaft that were no longer in the use, which were loosely filled with marl and earth. ఇంతవరకు జీవితంలో ఈ వర్డ్ నేను చూడలే, నేను ఇప్పటివరకు వినలే. నేను ఇన్ మై లైఫ్ ఐ డిడ్ నాట్ కమ్ అక్రాస్ దిస్ వర్డ్ మార్ల్. యాక్చువల్లీ మార్ల్ అంటే ఏంటి తెలుసా అండి? చెప్పండి. ఇక్కడ రాశాను చూడండి మీ కొరకు. దిస్ marls means an unconsolidated sedimentary rock or soil consisting of clay and lime. A type of the clay with the lime is called mud, is called marl, formerly used as a fertilizers. The ancient tried to dig a marl for fertilizers. So the unused shaft was filled by the independent contractor with the marl and earth. Earth means here only you can say the earth material which you dug it, or we can say, we will say no, mud wall means earth wall, means used with the land earth. So it is the contractor made no attempt to fix the shafts. So the independent contractor, he did not take to fix the shafts, which is a hole leads to the adjacent land, and the shaft led through a series of interconnected shafts and channels in the below land into the plaintiff's Fletcher mines and land. So after the completion, water burst and flooded into Fletcher's land and mines. In those circumstances, Thomas Fletcher sued John Reliance. So I told you, the fixed by the independent contractor, the shafts was not that much fixed, and because of the high pressure of the water that gave the way, so the reservoir water totally went into the plaintiff's land, Fletcher. Then Fletcher filed a case against the Reliance, but then Reliance appealed to the, we will see the sequence. So that is the whole story. The Court of Liverpool means the first court. The Court of Liverpool, it is happened in the Liverpool. The Court of Liverpool, this court's ruling favored the plaintiff. Means who favored? Fletcher. Yes, plaintiff, on the basis of both the nuisance and trespass. Because the defendant water, it trespassed into the plaintiff land. And number one is a trespass. Number two, it caused a nuisance to the plaintiff's mine, where he could not excavate the coal. So Raylan was not satisfied. The person who got defeated, Raylan was not satisfied by the decision of this case, and thus applied for the case to be heard before the 3 judges of the exchequer, in which he succeeded. He went to the exchequer, and where he succeeded. Raylan succeeded. The 3 exchequer judges overturned the first ruling. The exchequer judges based their judgment on the idea of trespass requiring a direct personal involvement in the invasion of the quiet enjoyment of the land. This kind of invasion required the evidence of intent or negligence. So the intent should be necessary for such a trespass, and a negligence will be necessary, but there is not negligent, but it is the act of the third party, that is the independent contractor, made such a way. So that's why it is in the favor of the Reliance. Okay, in the exchequer, Court of Exchequer. So the Court of Exchequer chamber, let me see. Fletcher was angered by the decision of the 3 exchequer judges. Who is angered? Plaintiff, because he lost it. And who won it? Raylan won it. Where?
Raylan.
In the Court of Liverpool. Okay. So Fletcher was angered by the decision of the 3 exchequer judges and appealed to the exchequer chamber. From the exchequer, see the exchequer rolling, there is exchequer chamber also there. So he appealed to the exchequer chamber composed of 6 judges. Earlier, how many judges are there?
3 judges.
3 exchequer judges. Now he will appeal to the full bench. How many are there? 6 are there. Naturally, bench should be odd number, not even number. He is, because odd number means 5, 7, 9, and that is odd number. Even number means divided by 2, 6, 4, 2, 8 is the even number. So 6 judges. Andro suppose muguru okale inko muguru another ayipodi draw ayipotadi. Are you following me?
Yes. Yes, sir.
So
Yes, sir.
composed of 6 judges, the 6 judges overturned the previous decision. They said no. The overturn, which judges? 3 judges decision, they overturn it in the favor of, now it is in the favor of Fletcher. So judges held as, we the judges of the exchequer think that the correct rule of law is that any person who first his own intention brings on his land, accumulates and keeps on the land, anything likely to the trouble if it escape, must keep in his own risk, in his own peril. Who said? 6 judges. And who is owning the land? Another thing, Raylands. What he is owning? Sump, reservoir, textile mill. So whatever is collected in his land, lot of water in the form of in the container of the sump reservoir. And if he does not do so, is a prima facie, without need for further information, answerable for all the damages, which is the natural effect of its escape. If the Rayland, which collected the water in his own land, if it escapes from his own land, then it is he who is keeping or accumulating such thing in his own peril or peril. P-E-R-I-L. How do you pronounce? Peril or peril? Okay, the
Peril.
pronounce the way that you want. But the spelling is P-E-R-I-L. Okay? Say yes.
Yes, sir.
Good.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
sir.
very good. Very good. One answer is enough for me. Because I know that Bhaktulara Andaru Unnaru, ever Nidraboledani, that gives the indication to me. Are you following? Otherwise,
Yes.
I am teaching to the wall. It gives
Wall.
sense to me. If the response comes to me, I am not speaking to the wall. I am speaking to my participants, those who like my lecture very much well. Even one student also there, my lecture will be continued because I love teaching. I die without teaching. That's my weakness. He can, however, excuse himself by proving that the escape was caused by the plaintiff default. Yes, they say possibly that the escape was in a consequence of the act of God. Is it an act of God? Is it an act of God? Answer, no. Because the negligence in the part of the independent contractor who could not fix the shaft with a high amount of the mole and the earth and concrete and cement, and because the high pressure of the water gave the way through the shaft leads to the plaintiff land, Fletcher, that is having the mines. Is it clear? So it is not a
Act of God.
act of God. What is another name for the act of God? We already discussed the general defenses in the 3 or 4 classes I dealt it. What is the act of God? One of the good example, case law. సార్ అక్కడనే మర్చిపోయినాం కదా సార్ మేము. ఏం చెప్పానండి నేను? ఏం చెప్పాను?
Read, revise.
అదొకటి చెప్పాను. ఇంకేం చెప్పానండి? What I told. No case law.
There is no case law,
No taught
no
law.
tort law.
చదవండి ఇప్పుడు.
Tort law is nothing but product of case laws. Tort law is multiplication of case laws. No case law, no tort law. Yes, sir.
That is the thing. So act of God, case law. ఒక్కసారి చెప్పండి సార్, మీరే చెప్పండి. 6 artificial lakes gave the way. because the time immemorial rain rained at the time. Then the total water is filled up. The plentiful fields are inundated in water. What is the name of the case law? Nichols versus Marshland. What is the name of the case law?
Nichols versus
Nichols versus
Nichols versus
Marshland. That is the case law. So another, the mud wall, leakage of the roof, lost the balance because of the heavy weight and fell on the
yes, sir.
children sleeping there adjacent. The children are buried live in the debris. Buried live in the
Chandulal.
debris,
Yes, sir.
under the debris. Yes?
Ceiling fan case la, sir.
No.
Chandulal versus something, sir. I forgot.
Kallulal.
Hemchand versus Chandulal.
Yeah, Kallulal versus
versus
Hemchand.
Kallulal versus Hemchand.
డెబ్రీస్ అంటే తెలుసా? పడిపోయిన దాన్ని మొత్తం దాన్ని డెబ్రీస్ అంటారు. DEBRIS. ఏది మట్టిది మొత్తం కూలిపోయింది కదా, దాన్ని డెబ్రీస్ అంటారు. సో ద చిల్డ్రన్స్ ఆర్ లైవ్ బరీడ్ అండర్ ద డెబ్రీస్ బికాస్ at the evening time, right time, the children are sleeping adjacent to the highway. The adjacent to the highway, this wall is there. Because of the wet wall, that lose its balance and fell down that side. And where the children, those who are sleeping over there, they are lively buried by the debris, under the debris. A debris on a word ravala mi dagara. Sir, the wall fell down. The wall fell down, okay, correct. But the children were lively buried under the debris. Adi what cheppala kada. Okay? Say yes.
Okay, sir.
What is the other name for the act of God? What is the another
Inevitable
name for
judgment.
the act of God? Vis major.
Yes, major. Sorry.
మేజర్. అది కామన్ లా టర్మినాలజీ. అదే సివిల్ లా టర్మినాలజీ అనుకోండి, అది వేరే ఉంటుంది. ఏంటిది అది? ఫోర్స్ మాజారే, అది ఫ్రెంచ్ వర్డ్. మాజారే, ఫోర్స్ మాజారే. దట్ ఓకే, అంతవరకు లేదు. ఈ రెండు గుర్తుపెట్టుకోండి సరిపోతుంది. ఓకే,
Okay, sir.
వాట్ ఆర్ ద టూ నేమ్స్?
Vis major,
Vis major, act of
God.
I appreciate. My Shrama Udara boledu. Okay. The judges concluded that none of these causes has been proved in the case, and it was therefore unnecessary to find out what other excuse would be sufficient. The judges, on making their ruling, relied on the basis of liability for damages of land through the tort shadow of trespass, tort of nuisance, as well as the scienter action, common law, that deals with the damages directly done by the animal or to human beings. So Rayland, because RYLA, and Rayland felt this was not just. So Rayland felt that this is not just because plaintiff won in the 6th Exchequer Judges Chamber. 6 judges of the Exchequer Chamber, the Fletcher won the case. So who is aggrieved?
Rayland.
Rayland is aggrieved, and he appealed to the House of Land. Rayland felt that this was not just. He appealed to the House of Lords. House of Lords అనేది ఏంటిది? సుప్రీం కోర్ట్ ఆఫ్ ఇండియా అన్నట్టు
England.
ఇంగ్లాండ్లో. ఓకే, ఇప్పుడు కాబట్టి రైలాండ్స్ వర్సెస్ ఫ్లెచర్ అనేది అక్కడ వచ్చేసింది నోటబుల్, because it is the Rayland went to the House of Lords. Hence, Rayland versus Fletcher, that is a very famous House of Lords case law. And this agreed with the 6 Checker judges who went further to add a limitation on the liability. Now we will see the strict liability. House of Lords ఏం చేశారు? Even though your work is given to the independent contractor to construction of the reservoir for the use of your textile mill, but that much collection of the reservoir is hazardous in nature when it escapes from your land and causes a nuisance to the adjacent land. సార్, మీ ఇంట్లో ఎన్ని ఉన్నాయి సార్ బోరింగ్ పంపులు? సార్, మాకు బోర్ పంప్ లేనే లేదు సార్, మాకు మున్సిపల్ వాటర్ ఉన్నది. జస్ట్ టెల్ మీ, హౌ మెనీ బోర్ యూ ఆర్ హ్యావింగ్ ఇన్ యువర్ హౌస్?
Only one, sir.
అయ్యో, ఒకటే ఎందుకు వేసుకున్నారండి? ఒక 5-6 వేసుకోవద్దండి.
ఒక్కటి సరిపోతుంది, సార్.
అది సంగతి. If one is sufficient to make it out, So the reservoir which is constructed is at least, it is more than what he required for the text mill. Even 4 times or 5 times. So that much big reservoir. మీ ఇల్లు ఒక్కటే మరి రెండు ఎందుకు వేసుకోలేదు అంటే that one is sufficient to eat. ఇంకా that much are. So how many tanks that you can keep it? Sir, tank ఎందుకు సార్ బోర్ ఉన్న తర్వాత? ఓకే సార్ అప్పర్ we will send it సార్. ఓకే one tank పెట్టుకున్నారు, 2 tanks పెట్టుకున్నారు, 10 tanks పెట్టుకుంటారా అండి పైన ఇల్లు ఒకటే?
అప్పుడు
No, sir.
అపార్ట్మెంట్ అవుతుంది సార్.
Apartment అంటే ఓకే యూ కెన్ కీప్ ఇట్ ఆల్. You are only one floor is there, 10 tanks you keep. The whole floor, upper floor you put the only tanks. అరే విని ఎందుకురా అంటే అబ్బో వాడు బాగా జాగ్రత్త, 365 రోజులు నీళ్ళు రాకపోయినా వాడు బతకగలుగుతాడు. ఎందుకురా నాయన, అతి తెలివారా బాబు? ఇఫ్ యూ కీప్ ద 10 tanks on your floor, people look at you, అరే బిచారా గారే బిచారా.
సార్ 365 days బిల్ కూడా 1 month లో వస్తుంది సార్.
ఎస్
365 days బిల్ కూడా 1 month లో వస్తుంది సార్, అన్ని ట్యాంక్స్ పెట్టుకుంటే.
ఓన్లీ వైఫ్ అండ్ హస్బెండ్, పిల్లలు కూడా లేదు, 3 కార్లు ఎందుకండి? Tell me, why do you need the 3 cars when you are only 2 and you don't have the children also? గుడ్రాలని ఏమనాలండి ఇంగ్లీష్లో?
So,
నో నాట్
A
విడో.
woman who cannot conceive. A woman who cannot conceive.
పాస్ ఆన్ సార్.
మరి మీకు ఆయుధం ఇచ్చాను కాదండి, మీకు ఆయుధం సార్ మేము ప్రతిసారి పాస్ అని చెప్పాము సార్. అచ్చా చెప్పకుండా మీరు చెప్పండి. యూ డోంట్ ఫీల్ ఇన్సల్టెడ్, యూ డోంట్ ఫీల్ దట్ హ్యూమిలియేటెడ్. ఇట్స్ నాట్ ద హ్యూమిలియేషన్, ఇట్స్ ద ప్రాసెస్ ఆఫ్ లెర్నింగ్. సమ్టైమ్స్ ఐ లెర్న్ ఫ్రమ్ యూ అండ్ యూ లెర్న్ ఫ్రమ్ మీ. బ్యారన్ ఉమెన్ అంటారు, BARREN, బ్యారన్. బీడిపోయిన భూములు ఉంటారు చూడండి, దాన్ని కూడా బ్యారన్ ల్యాండ్స్ అంటారు. But that if you cultivate, if you irrigate means yes, you have to add the fertilizers and see that it's plowed very nicely. Then even a barren land becomes a fertile land. So a barren woman and a husband, they are having 3 cars. Then what do they need? లేదు సార్ గెస్ట్ వచ్చినప్పుడు వాళ్ళు కార్లు ఇస్తారు సార్, గెస్ట్కు తన సొంత కారు ఇయ్యారు సార్, ఎందుకంటే అది వాళ్ళకి నమ్మకం సార్. నమ్మకం చెప్పండి. నమ్మకం ఇంగ్లీష్లో మూఢనమ్మకం.
మూఢనమ్మకం.
సూపర్స్టిషన్.
అది సూపర్స్టిషన్ కామన్ వాడు అది మొత్తానికి. ఇప్పుడు తెల్ల పిల్లి పోయిందనుకో, నల్ల పిల్లి పోయిందనుకో ఒక నమ్మకం ఉంటుంది. తుమ్మిందనుకోండి ఏమవుతుందండి, కాసేపు కూర్చొని పోరా అంటారు.
వాటర్ తాగి
బ్యాడ్ ఉమెన్ అంటే చెడు కొరకు. నల్ల పిల్లి ముందర పోయిందనుకో అది బ్యాడ్ ఓమెన్, OMEN ఓమెన్. గుడ్ ఉమెన్ ఏంటిది ఇక మీకే తెలుసు.
వైట్ పిల్లి, వైట్ క్యాట్.
వైట్ క్యాట్ పోతే మీకే తెలుసు, ఒక వైట్ క్యాట్ పోతే చాలు అది గుడ్ ఉమెన్. అది ఓకే కాదు సార్, పెరుగులా కొంచెం చక్కెర వేసుకొని తినిపోవాలి సార్, అది గుడ్ ఉమెన్ సార్. మేము పరీక్ష పోయేటప్పుడు మా అమ్మదే తినిపించింది సార్. ఓకే దట్ ఈస్ ఆల్సో గుడ్ ఫర్ హెల్త్. ఆర్ యు ఫాలోయింగ్ మీ?
Yes, sir.
ఓన్లీ ఇఫ్ యు డోంట్ హావ్ డయాబెటిస్.
యా కానీ పొద్దుగాల మాత్రం కట్ రైస్ తిని రాకండి, నిద్ర ఫుల్ వస్తుంది క్లాస్లో. ఓకే లెట్ us come to the point. సార్ ఇది కోర్స్ అవుట్లైన్లో ఉన్నదా సార్? ఇది you miss many things when you miss my class. So let us come to the point again. They said, even though you are given to the independent contractor, what?
Construction of
Construction of the sum. It is your duty to see if anything escapes from you and you cannot raise up your hand. It is not my duty. For the independent contractor, owner is not liable. There is no vicarious liability. No. Vicarious liability concept is changed into strict liability concept. Now the tort law has developed from the vicarious liability to the strict liability. Whatever you collect in your own land, you collect in your own peril.
land.
Peril or peril or risk. Peril అని రాయలేదనుకోండి, రిస్క్ రాసుకోండి. కానీ పెరైల్ రాసిందనుకో ప్రొఫెసర్ హుస్సేన్ స్టూడెంట్ రాస్తారు. ఆర్ యు ఫాలోయింగ్ మీ?
Yes sir.
Yes, very good, very good. So to impress the examiner, if you write the peril, oh, the examiner feel more happy. Oh, this man knows exactly the proper word. అదే డెడ్ స్నేల్ రాసింది అనుకోండి, మీరు ఏం రాయాలి అక్కడ?
రాటన్ స్నేల్,
రాటన్
డికేడ్
స్నేల్ అని
స్నేల్.
రాయాలా, లేకుంటే పుట్రిడ్ స్నేల్ అని రాయాలా, లేకుంటే డికేడ్ స్నేల్ అని రాయాలా? కానీ డెడ్ స్నేల్ రాయాల్సి అనుకో, పాపం తెలియదురా బాబు, అసలు సంగతి తెలియదు, రాటన్ యూజ్ చేసింది ఎక్కువ. ఓకే, నౌ లెట్ us come to the point again. So the defendant ought to pay the damages to the plaintiff, the confirmed the case does establish the doctrine of strict liability. So the doctrine of vicarious liability changed into the doctrine of strict liability, but only in limited circumstances which were stated by the judges. Okay, any person wishing to rely on this doctrine has to fulfill certain requirements was highlighted by the judges during the case. What are the requirements which are highlighted by the 6 chambers case, including the House of Lords? Number 1, read number 1.
The defendant needs to have
brought something into his land. In the case of Rylance and Fletcher, the defendant brought water into their land. The plaintiffs depended on this fact.
Yes. So what is accumulated in the land of the Rylance? Water into their land. The water also, the good amount of the water. Of course, for that water, that much water is not needed for the textile mill. The number 1, the defendant needs to have brought something into his land. So he brought water into his land. Sir, patkarale sir, only ikkada kudabettin sir. Either brought the land or accumulated the land, doesn't matter. The sense is the same. Is it clear? Say yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
See, today I have taken 2:30 to 4 hours online class for the Koneru Lakshmaya Educational Foundation, where I taught the interpretation of the statutes. I don't know how many heard it. Okay, it doesn't matter, because that is the interpretation of statutes. Either you brought it or you collected it, it gives the same sense. Because if it escapes, then the problem comes. So number 2, non-natural use of land, that is second condition. Then in our case, the defendant brought into water the land, and this was not the natural use of land. Can you say the natural use of land? Some water is that much is enough, but he made a big reservoir, which is not that much necessary for his livelihood, even for his drinking or for his textile mills. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
The huge
Yes,
amount
sir.
of what? The non-natural use of land is actually the person who has leased the land only for the sump, that much water, can he lease it? If he wants, he can construct a tank on the roof. That is enough for him. So the non-natural use of land that is made it means heavy water so collected over there. Number 3, there might be something likely to do mischief. Yes, sir. Cheppandi sir. I love snakes, sir. Okay, మంచిదే. సార్ కొండశిలోని ఏమంటారండి? ఏమంటారండి? చెప్పండి, నేనే చెప్తా.
Pasan, sir.
పైథాన్ ఏమంటారు సార్? అనకొండ. ఓకే, అది వేరే వెరైటీ. అది పైథాన్. సార్ నేను పైథాన్ ఇంటికాడ పెంచుకుంటా అంటే సార్, can you, as a pet animal or a thing, you can keep the python in your house? Answer, no. What you can keep in your house? Rabbits, peacocks, cats, dogs, parrots. సార్ నేను కౌజు పిట్టని పెట్టుకుంటా సార్. పెట్టుకోండి. కౌజు పిట్టని ఏమనాలండి? ఆల్రెడీ చెప్పాను నేను ఒకసారి క్లాస్లో.
Quill.
Quail. 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 క్విల్ అంటే ఏదంటే తెలుసా అండి? ఫెదర్ తో రాసే చెయ్యి పెన్ చూడండి, QUILL క్విల్, అది అవుతుంది. క్వాయిల్.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes.
QUAIL క్వాయిల్ అంటే కౌజు పిట్ట. అది ఫాలోయింగ్ మీ. ఇక మీరు
Yes, sir.
ఎక్కడైనా ఎక్స్పెరిమెంట్ చేసింది అనుకోండి, మీరు ఎక్కడైనా ఎక్స్పెరిమెంట్ చేసింది, అరే వీడు ప్రొఫెసర్ హుస్సేన్ క్లాస్ వినొచ్చిండ్రు, అందుకోసం మాకు రుద్దుతాండు వాడు మొత్తం. వాడు నేర్చుకున్నది రుద్దాలా, ఎందుకంటే మీరు మర్చిపోతారు. అట్లా రుద్దుతా ఉంటే ఏమవుతుందండి?
Definitely, sir.
ఎస్, You try to
Sure,
use it,
sir.
otherwise you will forget it. Okay, let us come to the next point. There must be something likely to mischief. What is mischief here? Water. When it escapes. The Court of Exchequer Chamber stated that if a person brings into his land something which is likely to do mischief, if it escapes, the person keeps it at his own peril or peril.
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 See, ఎక్స్చెక్కర్ వాడు ఇది యూజ్ చేశారు కాబట్టి మీరు కూడా అదే వాడిని యూజ్ చేయండి, రిస్క్ అనకండి. ఓకే, సే yes. Say yes.
Yes, sir.
ఇదే
Very
యూజ్ చేయాలి.
Next
Okay,
is
sir.
fourth. Yes, next fourth is escape.
Okay.
The Exchequer Court came to clear that stated there must be escape of the dangerous substance. Sir, water dangerous, sir? More dangerous than fire. Are you following me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
I don't have the time, otherwise I will say, who is a strong man? A man is a strong man. Answer is no. Yes, master of all the man, because he know how to control but he cannot control the act of God because it is beyond his power. Okay, now next comes the remedy. The case of the Rylands RH undadu endukante idi kottaga pettinnadu enduku. Rylands versus Fletcher. When you write versus, you don't write VRSUS. It is the old style. It is the old style. V, small v, full stop. And Ryland and Fletcher both are in italics. Always the party should be in italics. Okay? So,
Okay.
italics letter రాయాలి సార్ మన ఎగ్జామ్ లా అట్లా
Okay,
రాయకండి,
sir.
కలర్ చేంజ్ చేయండి సరిపోతుంది. ఇంక కలర్ చేంజ్ చేయండి, బ్లాక్ నుండి బ్లూ రాయండి, ఇది హైలైటెడ్ అయిపోతుంది. సార్ నాకు ఒక రేపేన్ ఉన్నదంటే దాన్ని హైలైట్ చేయాలంటే కింద అండర్లైన్ చేయండి సరిపోతుంది. అది ఫాలోయింగ్ మీ.
Yes, sir.
కానీ బ్లాక్ ఇంక్ తో
Yes, sir.
Okay, sir.
రాసి
Yes,
బ్లూ
sir.
ఇంక్ తోని హైలైట్ చేసింది అనుకోండి, అతి తెలివి అంటారు దాన్ని. ఏమంటారు?
అదే తెలుసు.
మొన్న చెప్పాను ఒక అతి తెలివిది. ఈ బండి
Perverted
హైదరాబాద్
genius.
నుండి వరంగల్కి పోయిందా, వరంగల్ నుండి హైదరాబాద్ పోయిందా, అరే ఎడు పోవాలరా అంటే నేను దాటాలంట. ఏది లెవెల్ క్రాసింగ్. So let us come to the verses to write in this fashion. Let the basis on which the person who has suffered can be bona fide to be remedied. The person who has suffered the damages can be compensated if he can prove damages on his property. Yes, naturally one should have to prove it. So this is the entire case law which I have learnt it today on the mall. నాకు ఇంతవరకు తెలియదు MER మార్ల్ అంటే. రెండోది లార్డ్ విల్టన్, ఇంతవరకు తెలియదు who is the Lord Wilton. But because of you, I learned something. అంటే నాలోని కూడా స్వార్థం ఉన్నది ఏది చెప్పడంలో. ఎందుకు? I learn 90% and you learn 70%. సార్ అయినా ఎందుకు చెప్తాను సార్? దురద కాబట్టి. గజ్జల మల్లారెడ్డి చూసిండ్రా అండి మీరు? దురద ఈనాడులో రాసేటోడు అతను గజ్జల మల్లారెడ్డి. సార్ మేము పుట్టలేదు సార్ అప్పుడు. ఓకే, అట్లీస్ట్ ఆస్ సంబడి, మీ ఫాదర్ని అడగండి చెప్తాడు. గజ్జల మల్లారెడ్డి ఈనాడులో ఒక రాస్తాడు, ఏది వ్యాసం రాస్తాడు. ఒకనాడు నేను ఆ దురద అనేది వ్యాసం చదివిన. ప్రతి మనిషికి దురద అనేది ఉంటుంది ఒక్కొక్కటి. సో మై దురద ఈజ్, వాట్ ఈస్ మై దురద?
To teach.
Teaching.
And not only teach, research. Only teaching, no, research. So that is also very important factor, because research is the other side of the coin. Teaching is one side of the coin. Other side of the coin is research. Teaching plus research, yes, that is not a counterfeit coin. That is a valid coin which is having the value anywhere in the world. I say anywhere in the world. So that is the whole thing which I want to share with you. I shared it. So strict liability, at least you got it. What are the things should be there? So what are the things should be there in the strict liability? These 4 conditions should be there. What are the 4 conditions? The defendant needs to have brought something into his land, number 1. Number 2, non-natural use to the land. Number 3, there must be something likely to mischief. Number 4, escape. Then the remedy automatically you are going to get it, because a person who collected in his own land anything, either hazardous, non-hazardous, if it escapes, cause a nuisance and trespass to the adjacent land, he himself would be held liable to pay the compensation. సార్ ఎస్కేప్ అంటే ఎట్లా సార్? సార్ పక్కనేది మ్యాంగో ట్రీ ఉన్నది. ఓకే. The branches protruded in your land. Okay. Can your children will allow you to cut the branches? Yes. Can your children will allow you to cut the branches which is protruded in your land, but the tree belongs to your adjacent neighbor land? Tell me.
No, sir, they will not allow.
Why?
Because they are fond of mangoes.
They found of mangoes, and the mangoes falling in his own land. They are not stealing. The founder of the
Yes, sir.
goods is the owner of the goods. The founder of the goods is the owner of the goods till the real owner finds a way. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Repeat.
Yes, sir.
Repeat what I said. Sir,
The founder of the goods is the
founder of
owner
the-
of the
ఒకరి కోరస్ లా కాదు, ఒకరి తర్వాత ఒకరు. Yes, repeat at least one. Anyone? Repeat.
The founder of the goods is the owner of the goods.
Till the real owners.
The founder of the goods is the owner of the goods.
Till the owner.
Till the real owner.
Owner of the goods are not found. Till the owner of the goods not
Not found.
Okay,
found.
sir.
ఒక కోడి ఉన్నదండి.
Found.
ఏది నాటుకోడి అంటాం. నాటుకోడి అంటే ఏంటిదండి? కంట్రీ చికెన్.
Local hen.
కంట్రీ
Country chicken.
కంట్రీ చికెన్ ఎందుకు అంటారు సార్? విలేజ్ చికెన్ అనాలి కదా అది. బట్ దే రిఫర్ ద కంట్రీ మ్యాన్. కంట్రీ మ్యాన్ అంటే విలేజ్ మ్యాన్ అన్నట్టు. ఓకే. సో కంట్రీ చికెన్ if you found in some place, but there are no houses at all. Houses are very much far away, and it is laying over there, but it likes very much, and you found it. If you want to really find the owner of it, what you have to do? 3 times you have to utter, "Who is the owner of this hen? Who is the owner of this hen? Who is the owner of this hen?" If the 3 times no reply comes over there, and you are
Sir, I am, sir.
you are the owner of the hen, then you can take it away and you can cut it also, because I uttered there, sir, when you found a thing, can't you report to the police station? Yes. Sir, I am not that much fool enough to go to the police station. Is it correct or not? Yes.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Good,
sir.
good. I appreciate. But one thing you have to keep in mind. See, the strict liability, yes, it is there. But they have given the 5 exceptions. They have given the 5 exceptions, and these 5 exceptions are there, then it comes under the 6th liability. Number 1, act of God, one exception. Number 2, the plaintiff, the wrongdoer. Number 3, something you collected hazardous and escaped caused the nuisance. And there is another point also there, statutory authority. If the statutory authority is there, there is an exception. So what are the 5 exceptions? Can we read tomorrow? 5 exceptions to the Raylands versus Fletcher. Doctrine of strict liability exceptions. What are the exceptions to the rule of strict liability? For example, tsunami, tornado, earthquake, extraordinary rainfall, they are the act of God. That is one of the exceptions. Are you following me?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Then exceptions to the rule of Raylands versus Fletcher. Here it is given. So the famously known as strict liability. That is the rule of exception to the rule of Raylands and Fletcher. What is that exception? Number 1, here
Act of God.
Vis major.
Yes, act of God. The act of God means vis major only. So the exception to the rule of Raylands and Fletcher is statutory authority. You put it contributory negligence, act of God, act of a stranger or a third party, or consent of the plaintiff. These are the 5 exceptions. In tomorrow class, when you come, you read the 5 exceptions, and tomorrow that we will wind up the class. But every exception, there will be case law. Tort law is nothing but
Case law.
Product of case law.
it is a product of the case law or the multiple laws. See, the act of God, I told you, no? This case law, రాత్రి 12 గంటలకు వచ్చి తట్టినా మీరు చెప్పాలా. Read this case law, act of God case law, read.
In Nicholas versus Marshland, 1872-76, the defendant made an artificial lake by damming
Amazing,
up a damming up a natural stream. An extraordinary rainfall occurred which caused the collapse of the artificial lake, and the rush of water from it destroyed 4 nearby bridges. The defendant was not negligent and could not be held for an extraordinary act of God, nature.
చూడు ఇక్కడ the dams made extraordinary rainfall which occurred which caused the collapse of the artificial lake. ఈ కొలాప్స్ కన్నా మీరు ఇంకో డ్యామ్స్ గేవ్ ద వే అనాల అంటే అది కూడా అదే అవుతుంది. ఇది కొలాప్స్ అంటే ఏదో కింది పడడం అయిపోతుంది. ఓకే, యూ కెన్ యూజ్ ఇట్ బికాస్ ఇన్ ద ఆన్సర్ షీట్ వీ డోంట్ సీ యువర్ గ్రామర్. ఇప్పుడు గ్రామర్ చూసింది అనుకోండి, నాటుంటోడు మైనస్ మార్క్స్ వస్తాయి మీకు. ఆర్ యూ ఫాలోయింగ్ మీ?
Yes, sir.
ఎందుకంటే విచ్ కాజ్డ్ ద డ్యామ్స్ టు గివ్ ద వే ఆర్ గేవ్ ద వే అంటే ఇరిగిపోయారండి, తెగిపోయారండి. తెగిపోవడం అంటారు దాన్ని, ఇరిగిపోవడం కాదు. ఇరుగుతుంది, దారం ఇరుగుతుంది. ఇరుగుతుందా అంటే తెగుతుందా?
తెగుతుంది సార్.
తెగుతుంది.
మరి ఏది ఇరుగుతుంది? కట్టే ఇరుగుతుంది, దారం తెగుతుంది. ఆర్ యూ ఫాలోయింగ్ మీ?
Yes, sir.
సార్ గ్లాస్ ఇస్ బ్రోకెన్ అంటాం మనం, అంటే బ్రోకెన్ అవుతుంది, ముక్కలు అవుతుంది అది. ఓకే,
Yes, sir.
so here we can say the artificial lakes gave the way and the rush of water will reach to the another artificial lake. The total water, the total 6 dams are gave the way, are collapsed, are destroyed by the water. ఏదన్నా చెప్పండి, ఇక మీ ఇష్టం. ఎందుకంటే ఇక మీరు చదివింది రాస్తారు కానీ మేము అడిగింది రాయారు మీరు, నాకు తెలుసు. ఓకే, artificial lake are give the way, are collapsed, are destroyed by the rainwater which was extraordinary and nearby the bridges. The defendant was not negligent here because that is the extraordinary rainfall which is said to be the act of God. Adi cheppala. Act of the stranger law, they use the another name. So today, now the time is going to up by 7:59. At any time it will be stopped. So before it is stopping, I would like to say thank you for your patience listening. What is that? What is that?
Good evening. Thank you, Professor Dr. M.S. Hussain. Thank you so much,
Yes,
sir.
that is
Thank you so
also.
much, sir.
Yes, this is, I designed it. One should not be having only the computer savvy. He should have to know how to develop a banner, flexi, invitation, postcard. You use the software and you try to develop it. Because a person who want to be full-fledged, he should be a good in the computer. And you are typing also, do you know? Yeah, it is the Indian tradition that in the beginning or the ending of any program that we will make the play of the national anthem. Now the national anthem will be.
विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना सारे जहां से अच्छा हिंदुस्तान हमारा। जय हिंद।
Jai Hind.